One Zambia, One Nation. Welcome to Zanis News. I'm your presenter, Sarah Miti. We take a look at the top stories in the news. President Hichilema meets EU delegation. Smart Zambia honored for digital migration. Government to boost local tourism. Plus, UN commits support towards Zambia's empowerment programs. Zanis News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema says government will continue working with the European Union and the European Investment Bank in its quest to quickly conclude the debt restructuring program. President Hichilema says government is committed to ensuring that the G20 restructuring program is concluded in its shortest period. He says there's need to work with the two institutions for a smooth flow of the program. The president said this at State House today when European Investment Bank Vice President Thomas Ostros and his delegation paid a courtesy call on him. President Hichilema has observed that the two institutions are vital in influencing private creditors in the debt restructuring program, hence the need for partnership. And European Investment Bank Vice President Thomas Ostros says the bank and the European Union will continue supporting Zambia in different sectors of the economy, especially in water and sanitation. Mr. Ostros says the bank deals with climate change issues, hence it stands ready to support green and sustainable projects in the country. He said his delegation was in the country to look for new projects that will help improve the lives of the Zambian people.
The European Union, your institution inside the European Union, the global community, if I may say so, has been extremely helpful under very difficult circumstances for us to achieve the G20 common framework. And thank you for that once more. But now we need to completely bed these transactions. I'm talking of the official creditors. From the MOU, the broad framework under the G20, now into specific agreements. So we can now basically say this chapter is closed, and we now work on the results of this chapter and their impact or benefit contribution to the economic social agenda. So we want to ask you to continue providing that support in your own way.
We are open for business. We are interested in supporting your agenda. Let me also express my appreciation of your work when it comes to the debt sustainability issues. I'm a former board member of the International Monetary Fund, so I have an interest in these issues. And I congratulate you to the steps that you have been managing to take in a difficult environment. You have been very strong in pushing forward. And I'm also grateful for that you have continued your payments to us on your debt. I think that this is very good for us because that means that we can continue to support your investments and your strategy.
Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema has directed newly sworn-in ministers and senior government officials to focus on working for the people. President Hichilema says he has noted with concern that once people are ushered in their respective offices, they forget their call for serving the Zambian people. Former Southern Province Minister Cornelius Mwitwa has been sworn in as Minister of Information and Media, while Princess Kasune has been sworn in as Central Province Minister. Others are Tabo Kawana as Ministry of Information and Media Permanent Secretary. We have more in the following report.
President Hakainde Hichilema has today sworn in two ministers, a permanent secretary, clerk of the National Assembly, and commissioners. Those that were sworn in are Cornelius Mwitwa as Minister of Information and Media, Princess Kasune as Minister for Central Province, and Tabo Kawana as Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Media. Others are Roy Ngulube as the Clerk of the National Assembly, Pamela Sambo as Chairperson of the Human Rights Commission, and Felicity Kalunga as a Vice Chairperson, while Panik Chilufya has been sworn in as Commissioner at the same commission. And Dr. Tommy Nachitondo has been sworn in as Commissioner at the Anti-Corruption Commission. Speaking during the swearing-in ceremony at State House, President Hichilema called on the newly sworn-in officials to work for the people.
We work for the people of Zambia. Never should we forget that we work for some body of people called the people of Zambia. Lest we forget, it is they we agreed to serve. They expect a minimum level of service from us. Timely, quality service. All the time, not sometimes, but all the time.
The head of state also called on the newly sworn-in Minister of Information and Media and his permanent secretary to ensure free flow of information to the citizens.
Minister Mwetu, maybe you sit in that chair now, you develop some fear. You've never been afraid. If you become a big minister, all of a sudden you think it's not your duty to extract that information from the judicial office and send it to the people. Yes. Go and extract that information. They should give it to you. But in the event they don't give it to you, go and extract it. Create a framework, a working relationship that allows the judicial information to come through to the ministry. Yes.
Speaking to journalists after being sworn in, the ministers and other officials committed themselves to work as directed by the head of state.
To look forward as to how we can position the media to have a buy-in in the vision and mission of His Excellency, the President, of restoration of rule of law, good governance and economic transformation.
To save not only the people of Central Province, but indeed the people of Zambia, because I still remain a lawmaker. I'm also a member of parliament for Kembe constituency. So what has been bestowed upon me, it's not just something that I take personally, it's something that I'm giving back to the people of Kembe.
What we want to see is human rights for all. And we want to partner with you, the media, as you heard the President say, on what exactly are human rights. How are human rights observed?
Jane Simalumba Zanis in Lusaka.
Zambia's High Commissioner to Mozambique, Mary Chira, has commended President Hakainde Hichilema's efforts made towards ensuring that peace and stability is fostered in the Southern African region. Ms. Chira says Mr. Hichilema, who is the current chairman of the SADC organ on politics, defense and security cooperation, is committed to ensuring that all logistical support is rendered to the SADC mission in Mozambique. She was speaking when she visited the SADC mission in Mozambique, where the Zambian defense and security personnel who are deployed to ensure peace and security in the region are stationed. Sandy Bolia brings us this report.
Peace and stability is of paramount importance in fostering socio-economic development in any country. It is for this reason that the Zambian government has been deploying defense personnel to the Southern African Development Community, SADC, mission in Mozambique since 2022 to help restore peace in the Cabo Delgado province. Today, the Zambian High Commissioner to Mozambique paid a courtesy call on the SADC head of mission in Mozambique to check on their operations in the Cabo Delgado province in Pemba district.
Having taken over the chairmanship of the organ Troika, our president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, is very desirous to see that this mission succeeds. And because of that, he has mandated us to come and document the progress that has been done by your mission so that it stands the test of time and it is a testimony to many, even when you leave, because we realize that there's so much that has been done. Zambia in particular, I think, has deployed the aircraft, and it is because of the dedication that our president has that all these resources can be poured in. We have brought in human resource. Your deputy is from Zambia, and it is because as the head of the organ, which is really looking at defense and politics and the stability of our region, We want to ensure that there's stability in Mozambique, because instability anywhere is instability everywhere, as my president always puts it.
SADC head of mission in Mozambique commended Zambia for being the champion in fostering peace in SADC region and beyond.
Zambia has assumed the position at the chair of OG, and we take a great pride. We take great pride in the efforts that Zambia has made historically in terms of leading the region, and also continuing to lead the region to make it a better region for us all.
The Mozambique Chief of Staff shared his thoughts in his vote of thanks.
Your visit has reinforced our determination to make a difference and rejuvenated our attitude towards achieving the Samim mandate.
Indeed, peace is the cornerstone of economic development anywhere in the world and must be preserved. For Zanis in Cabo Delgado province, Mozambique, I am Sunday Warrior.
Also in the news, the World Smart Sustainable Cities Organization, WIGO General Assembly, has closed in South Korea with a call on members to adopt the use of smart solutions in delivering public services. And WIGO Secretary General Jung Park has urged members to fully embrace information communication technologies, ICTs, in building sustainable and resilient smart cities. This year's WIGO General Assembly was held under the theme Fostering Digital Transformation Through Innovative and Inclusive Approaches for Sustainable Smart Cities. Lakson Makosa is in South Korea and now reports.
The 6th World Smart Sustainable Cities Organization, WIGO, General Assembly has closed in Seoul, the capital city of South Korea, with a call to city councils affiliated to the organization to adopt information communication technology, ICTs, in their operations. WIGO Secretary General said the organization remains committed in helping its members transform their cities into smart cities.
Facing new challenges and creating new solutions as well. So WIGO Secretariat is here to help our members and our partners transform into smart sustainable cities for all. So I'd like to encourage you to more participation to our activities.
Zambia was represented at the high-level meeting by Smart Zambia Service Management Director Annie Mporokoso. Mrs. Mporokoso described the high-level meeting as informative, adding that Smart Zambia will share some of the best practices learned from the General Assembly with councils back home.
So great. We are appreciating how the other local councils are managing their cities. And from the look of things, this WIGO ceremony is really made for local councils, and we need to cooperate and work with the local councils, making sure that they go digital in most of their operations.
The 6th World Smart Sustainable Cities Organization, WIGO, General Assembly focused on showcasing the importance of technology in promoting sustainable smart cities. For Zanis, in Seoul, South Korea, I'm Lakson Makosa.
We take a break, but still to come, Zambia honored for adopting digital technologies. Stay tuned.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report any case of gender-based violence to the police. They should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some check, some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, Zanis, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you, member of the public, will work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel. Life is a journey, full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutale on Thursday at 18:30 hours on How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds. Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Welcome back. Now, Smart Zambia has received international recognition for adopting digital technologies in delivering public services using the Government Service Bus GSB. Smart Zambia Service Management Director Ann Mporokoso says it is gratifying to be honored with such a prestigious prize. The award-giving ceremony was held in Seoul, South Korea, which is the headquarters for the World Summit Sustainable Cities Organization, WIGO. Here's a report.
Smart Zambia has received international recognition on the global stage for integrating digital technology in delivering public services using the Government Service Bus platform. Out of the 240 local governments and institutions drawn across the globe who submitted for the Seoul Smart City Prize Awards, organized by the World Smart Sustainable Cities Organization, WIGO, Smart Zambia's innovation, the Government Service Bus, competed under the Human Centricity category and managed to reach semi-finals after passing the second round of evaluations. The Seoul Prize aims to acknowledge efforts being made by local governments, institutions, and individuals in promoting the use of digital solutions. Despite not bagging an award back home, Smart Zambia is happy for the recognition it received to reach the semi-finals of the competitive Seoul Smart City Prize. The award ceremony was held in Seoul, the capital city of South Korea.
Great achievement, and we are hoping that next time we're going to do better than we did this time. Otherwise, it's a plus even us to be here. It's something that's a very big milestone, one first for the country itself, and even for the institution. We are being recognized worldwide.
Earlier, World Summit Sustainable Cities Organization Secretary General Yang Park expressed happiness following the overwhelming response from applicants who participated in the Seoul Prize Awards.
I would like to appreciate 240 applicants to make this possible. And also, I would like to encourage you to be a winner for next year, 2024.
The Seoul Prize Awards ceremony was held under the theme Fostering Digital Transformation through Innovative and Inclusive Approaches for Sustainable Smart Cities. For Zanis, in Seoul, South Korea, I'm Lakson Makodza.
In Eastern Province, residents of Mchini and Magazine compounds in Chipata District are elated with the construction of a permanent bridge using the Constituency Development Fund CDF. Chipata Central Member of Parliament Mtolo Piri is also happy that the movement has been eased for the community members. More in the following report.
As the rainy season approaches, they are at peace without having to worry about what was a perpetual problem for residents of Magazine and Mchini compounds in Chipata. With this kind of structure, Sindika Bridge always posed a challenge to people using this route.
2000 kuzunguluka kwenda ku market so akakenzo kugwa nthawi ya mvula so ikayamba katyoka
chimozi ene chita connect Mchini na Magazine komanso vana vambiri vali kuno kusaidi vaenda pa skulu pa Lutembwe so kwenzevyelo diliyo so taukira so kama pano last year apa wanaenda ku vana vaviri olu vatatu na mazi chifukwa cha sokera kwa bridge.
However, the situation is now different. This is all thanks to the constituency development funds.
Apa ndisonyadira kwambiri olo bantu community tokondwera chifukwa cha bridge ameneyi chifukwa zinthu zapepuka vana vasukulu zambwenda mwaufulu ivini magalimoto akupita kuchoka ku magazini kupita mu chini so ndisokondwera kwambiri kwenikweni apa chinooneka tipoera kuti ndalama ya CDF ikugwira ntchito ndipo vanthu vambiri vachitako benefit ku ndalama ya CDF kupyolera mavitukuko mukava ameneyi kunga mabridge manzi chani
this year. There was an existing bridge, so we demolished that one. The cost of the works the works are as good as done. As good as done. Yes, one is from pitching is remaining and that's okay.
Chipata Central Member of Parliament Mutolo Piri is happy that this project will be completed in a couple of days.
The bridge, they have told us that it will be complete in the next 5-10 days, because I said, look at the skies, look at the heavens, rain could start pouring. They said, no, it will be done. I said to the CDF chairperson, well done. I said to the engineers, well done. I'm very, very delighted as the area member of parliament for Chipata Central. I'm so happy. I don't come as frequently as I should or as I used to, because now I have another portfolio. But when I come and I see this, I say to my colleagues who are escorting me, thank you, colleagues, for making the works go on even when I'm not there.
This is one of the projects in the constituency that have been funded using the 2022 CDF. Abigail Kashweka reporting for Zanis in Chipata District.
Over 20 youths in Kaputa District in Northern Province have benefited from the Constituency Development Fund CDF skills bursaries. The beneficiaries, who are pursuing various courses at Lukasha Trades Institute, have described the skills bursaries as an effective entrepreneur development program. Here's a report.
Of government skills development bursaries, Lukasha Trades Training Institute has seen tremendous increase of student enrollment sponsored under the Constituency Development Fund CDF. Kaputa District Commissioner, who was in Kasama, interacted with students being sponsored using CDF from his district to appreciate the challenges they are facing.
I am expectant of getting some good news, of a good and sound report from the management that we don't have culprits where misconduct is concerned. Anyone to do something fishy other than what you have come for, then you're asking for trouble.
Lukasha Trades Training Institute principal and the commissioner discussed a number of issues.
The institution was constructed a long time ago. From that time, we have never had major infrastructure development in terms of hostels, in terms of classrooms, even workshops. Quite all right, we have a number of workshops, but we are looking at the time this institution was constructed to where we are. So with the increased enrollment, we were thinking that maybe we could take another direction.
Going by the manifesto of the new Dawn administration, we want to go the development way by empowering youths with these skills, because a country cannot develop without these skills that we are imparting in our youths.
A student from Kaputa District commended government for having introduced the bursary scheme to support vulnerable youths.
Firstly, thanking the government for this opportunity that we have been given as students. It will be a great achievement for us if we complete the school and if we complete our courses with my fellow students. We will be successful in our lives.
Zanis in Kasama, Mtizao na Mlenga.
On the Copperbelt Province, Luasha District has recorded an increased disease burden in diarrhea and malaria cases. District Commissioner Once Mongo No More has disclosed that the district has recorded an increase in diarrhea cases with a 40% incident rate in every 1,000 people and a 50% increase in malaria cases respectively. Mr. Ngonomo has noted that the district has also recorded increased cases in tuberculosis and mumps. The district commissioner has since urged Luansha residents to cooperate with health workers in their effort to scale out, prevent and eliminate the disease burden. We take another break, and when we return, government committed to expanding local tourism.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report any case of gender-based violence to the police. They should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some check, some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, Zanis, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you, member of the public, will work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel. Life is a journey full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutale on Thursday at 18:30 hours on How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds. Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Welcome back. In tourism news, stakeholders have called on governments to intensify sensitization on local tourism around the country. Minister of Tourism Rodney Sukumba has assured that government is working towards ensuring that locals benefit from the country's natural wonders. Angel Hall reports.
Zambians have been urged to engage in local tourism by undertaking visits to various tourist sites in the country. Kawata Cultural Village chairperson Masia Mubita says there is need for more awareness campaigns among the local people to encourage them to visit tourist sites. Mr. Masia says adequate planning is, however, required for the locals to afford and participate in local tourism.
There are actually very few who could be aware about the tourism week. Probably also those who are aware, I think the interest is not so much. And I would actually want to encourage the Zambians that they should be visiting their tourist, their tourist attraction centers. It's actually very important. It's actually the matter of just planning. You just have to plan for it and the interest that you have.
Ethel Muntali, a Lusaka resident, says there's need for more sensitization campaigns on tourism in the country.
I think the thing that we can do as a country is firstly, we should use social media. It's the biggest platform that people can use for communication, and we can start from there by advertising these cultural places. And like it used to be in the old days, with the schools, we visited these places a lot.
And a local tour guide has advised local people to take advantage of the reduced rates and sample some of the tourist sites around the country.
As a local safari companies that we have tried to welcome mostly our local guests, therefore by lowering our rates and also by showcasing what we have both in our lodges and also the other places.
Meanwhile, Minister of Tourism Rodney Sukumba says it is a myth that tourism is expensive. Mr. Sukumba has therefore called on local people to invest in the tourism sector and find their niche.
I'd like to demystify the myth that tourism is expensive, and as per usual, lies have a way of running very fast without having to actually understand exactly the dynamics that speak to how the cost of tourism is. We, as government we are looking at ways and opportunities to incentivize you, the locals, to participate in that space. That's number one. And then number two, also get in the habit of traveling. book for your holidays well in advance.
Angel Hall reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
In Western Province, farmers listed under the Farmer Input Support Program, FISIP, in Kaoma District have commended government for the timely delivery of inputs. Sheila Masua caught up with some farmers who confirmed receipt of compound D fertilizer in July this year. Take a look at this report.
Last year, President Hakainde Hichilema assured farmers of delivering farming inputs on time. True to his promise, most districts in the country have received their farming inputs. For Kaoma District, compound D fertilizer was delivered as early as July this year.
The situation this season is different. We've seen a great improvement because right now, as we speak, we've received the whole allocation for D compound, which is 36,000 by 50 kg fertilizer. That is targeting 12,000 farmers for Kaoma. So with D compound already with us, and also the supplier for urea is already here. They've secured the storage facility, and we are promised this week they'll start delivering. That gives us a very good takeoff, and also the farmers themselves are geared, and the deposits are already going on.
United Capital Fertilizer Depot Manager confirms delivery of compound D.
We are given a tender early, so we started delivering, starting from May, around May, but by July, we had already delivered the entire tonnage for Kaoma as well as Western Province at large. So, like as for Kaoma, we are supplying 36,000 bags of D compound, and everything by early July we had already delivered. So there's an improvement from last year where we are given a contract late, though we managed last year, but this year I'm pretty sure by the onset of the rain season we'll be done with the distribution. Meaning this year at least there's an improvement compared to last year.
This year, farmers are assured of a stress-free farming season.
Last year,
we suffered a lot last year. We used to spend 4 days for us to deposit money for fertilizer. There was too much congestion last year, but this year the process has improved.
We thank the government. We will get our fertilizer in good time. The early delivery of fertilizer will help us to prepare our fields in good time.
Sheila Maswa reporting for Zanis in Kaoma.
Minister of Green Economy and Natural Resources, Collins Nzovu, has expressed worry that some chiefs are perpetrating land disputes by allocating land beyond their jurisdiction. He made the sentiments when he met Senior Chief Chitina and Chiefs Mulendema and Maila of Central Province. Shipekile Nkunika brings us the report.
Traditional leaders in the country continue to grapple with boundary and succession disputes and illegal land allocation. Some chiefs in Central Province say the allocation of land without consent is posing a threat of displacement of their subjects. Chief Milo of the Lala people in Serenje district has shared this concern with Minister of Green Economy, Collins Nzovu, in Kabwe.
Honestly speaking, could it be wise that one can displace the people that are living onto that land, 11,000 hectares of land? So these are some of the issues that we are yet to address.
Such disputes and charcoal burning continue to affect the chiefdoms.
Just afforestation is not the only answer to combat this degradation of the environment.
Ndetasho ubuteko bwa UPND pakwisa bwa president bayeto mutende machifidom fyonse fyalienda fyomutende.
But some succession disputes have been resolved.
Within a space of 5-6 months, I think we are only remaining with 1 or 2. The rest have been enthroned. That is the only way we are going to bring development and curb down the illegal activities that are happening.
Nzovu, however, says some of the land disputes are being perpetrated by some traditional leaders.
Some of these issues are also perpetrated by the Royal Highnesses. Some of them.
So we want to work with yourselves to see how our people extract value from these natural resources themselves. How do they benefit? So the deliberate policy by government is that the people themselves in your chiefdoms, through yourselves, your Royal Highnesses, must benefit.
Hlupekile Nkunika for Zanis in Kabwe Central Province.
The United Nations, UN, has pledged continued support to Zambia towards the promotion of gender equality and empowerment of women as leaders and entrepreneurs. UN Women Deputy Executive Director Sarah Hendricks made this call during a bilateral meeting with Gender Division Permanent Secretary at Cabinet Office in the Office of the President, Maenga Kabika, on the sidelines of the 78th UN General Assembly in New York, United States. Pethias Mutale has more in the following report.
Over many decades, the United Nations UN has made significant progress in advancing gender equality and women empowerment, not only in Zambia, but the world over. This is the reason Gender Division Permanent Secretary at Cabinet Office in the Office of the President, Mahinga Kabika, has been busy holding side events with several stakeholders during the 78th United Nations General Assembly in New York to galvanize support for women programs in Zambia. Today, Ms. Kabika held a bilateral meeting with UN Women Deputy Executive Director Sarah Hendricks, who praised Zambia for advancing women empowerment programs.
You have articulated that the government of Zambia is taking large strides on gender equality, not just by positioning the ministry right within the president's office, but also by intentionally providing policy that will unlock gender equality results. We certainly stand ready to support and to partner with you as you advance those priorities.
Ms. Kabika assured Ms. Hendricks that President Hakainde Hichilema has demonstrated his commitment to promoting the women folk.
He's the ending child marriage champion, and he's also an advocate. That's the reason why he actually moved the gender machinery into. With that step, he shows that he's very committed to all gender matters.
Ms. Kabika further saluted the UN for its support to women programs in Zambia.
We also have CSOs who are on board. So we don't work alone as a movement. Yes, it's a multi-sectoral approach and we hold hands to work together.
For sure, women's rights have improved to a great extent over past years because in the past, women were just expected to look after their households and look after the children. Pethias Mutali for Zanis News in New York, United States of America.
Zanis News continues. Now, government has reiterated its commitment towards strengthening environmental health policies in order to catalyze the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). Lusaka Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Alex Mapushi says it is now incumbent upon health practitioners to strengthen various preventive health strategies to protect and prolong the lives of the general public. Join Lou Majila with the details.
Hundreds of environmental health practitioners from all over Lusaka district gathered to commemorate the 2023 World Environmental Health Day in Lusaka. Lusaka Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Alex Mapushi, in a speech read on his behalf by Lusaka Province Assistant Secretary Gomeziani Gondwe, reiterated government's commitment to sustaining public health through the environment.
I'm convinced that strengthening environmental health will catalyze the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals. It is now time for all environmental practitioners to strengthen the various preventive health strategies to protect and prolong the lives of the general public.
Meanwhile, Zambia Institute of Environmental Health President Kennedy Chishimba had this to say.
Our environmental health practitioners across the nation have gladly embraced and accepted the decentralization policy which empowers local governance and strategic development to be achieved with full participation of the local communities.
Management at Evelyn Horn College and Applied Arts made assurances to government.
We therefore wish to assure the government that the institution will continue to offer the much needed, well-qualified labor force in the field of environmental health in order to uphold the need to entrench global and national environmental health, and therefore stand up to protect everyone's health each and every day.
Our work is far from over with the determination and unit we have seen here today. We can and will protect everyone's health each and every day.
Tree planting was part of the commemoration held under the theme Global Environmental Public Health, Standing Up to Protect Everyone's Health Each and Every Day. Lou Majila reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
We move to Southern Province, where Chirundu Town Council Chairperson Nevas Mujindu has implored the private sector to consider investing in the district's recycling business. Mr. Mujindu implored the private sector to take recycling as a viable business venture. The Chirundu Town Council Chairperson said this during this year's commemoration of the World Environmental Health Day, held under the theme Global Environmental Public Health, standing up to protect everyone's health each and every day. Here's a report.
Chirundu district in Southern Province today joined the rest of the globe in commemorating the World Environmental Health Day. This year's theme is Global Environmental Health, standing up to protect everyone's health each and every day in order to raise awareness of the detrimental impacts of today's most pressing environmental concerns. Chirundu Town Council Chairperson Nevas Mujindu graced the event and called on the private sector to consider investing in recycling business.
The earth is our home. I implore businesses to engage into recycling as a viable business. I therefore urge those that are already into recycling to see Chirundu as a viable district for their operations and upscale their operations. Not only will we be selling the earth, but we will also provide employment for our youths. I therefore implore Chirundu Town Council Management to engage community-based enterprises to collect waste, thereby reducing the amount of garbage found in our townships and the streets. Ladies and gentlemen, on this day, World Environmental Health Day, let us promise to take care of our environment.
For Chirundu Town Council Secretary Embasa Chembo, this year's theme could not have come at a better time when the district is experiencing some of the negative effects of climate change.
If you are in Chirundu, where it is already too hot, the temperatures are now going to 40, 41, 42. Now that is a heat wave. So we need to ensure that we do tree planting in order to protect ourselves from too much hazards that are caused by our activities.
And speaking at the same event, Chirundu District Health Office implored the general public to be on high alert when buying groceries and packaged foodstuffs on the expiry date.
So as a community, we have the right to stand if the foods we have seen in the shops, wherever we go, are not safe for us. Bakuja izinga chitatafile expired in a long-term effect. This akaonekana kusokolo our body parts yaonongeka pamono without us knowing when we eat expired foods.
As part of this year's celebrations, the Department of Fisheries and Livestock took time to enlighten the public on the need to have their dogs vaccinated against rabies.
Imbwa ya mileni na rabies ikakuluma. Elo ija virus ya rabies ya kunge na mtupi. Kulipe mankwala iya. Tani ya rabies is serious. So, rabies is very deadly. Muna mchirundo already tinakalapo na mwana umozi. Ana mwanira. Chimbwa chinamuluma. Elo na kutu ambena kusunga maimbwa. La muno simpo meleza wambo sunga maimbwa ya mbili. Mwambo sunga bantu. Iya.
Zanis reports in Chirundu District.
Finally, Mwansabombe District Commissioner Rosemary Mwiche has advised youths and women to form cooperatives if they are to benefit from the various empowerment programs. Ms. Mwiche was speaking when she addressed women in Lufubu Ward who gathered to appreciate government for the various developmental projects being implemented in the district. Lewis Changwe filled in this report.
These are women and youths from Lufubu Ward in Mwansabombo district in Luapula province. They gathered here to appreciate government for introducing a number of empowerment programs through the Constituency Development Fund CDF.
Buteko obu wa UPND wali bomba pakalambanga nshi waitretera ko free education. So fweba youth yabengina tukwatako ishuko idakula ku maskulu. Nabana bonse abalekere nabakate shugula kubwekera ku maskulu. Kaipa mukumo ubuteko bwine waitretera ko bazari.
Mwansabombo District Commissioner Rosemary Mwiche used the occasion to advise women on prudent utilization of the funds.
Ile mulepo kama grant na mulepo kaloni. Mufile mwachita plani bwino icho mulepo okubomba. Bana mayo ngachakutira twaiposa mu business haya pusana. Mwansabombo ikachinja. Elio ba president abene nifira batira seke na kupandira we mwine. Ba president bali tupera fe fyonse. Nama company kuti mwapanga. Company fakuti mwapanga ya ukula maskulu.
United Party for National Development UPND District Chairperson Joseph Chimba and Area Councillor also attended the meeting.
Tuleta shauteko wa New Dawn government pamibombeleyo balebomba kuli bamayo efwe. Free education ite chintu changuka pamabuteko yonsha yapita pota tatwatalira tuchimonapo.
Echo buteko bwaletera endalama eshinge mu CDF tieni bana mayo fifine twapange efibungwe tutse apply mu CDF nga twalipoke endalama tieni tushibonche bwino ishi nendalama kutisharenga twakwata efigayo fya bana mayo twakwata amatuka ya bana mayo twakwata amapotri ya bana mayo munchende mumbitula mwana bana mayo balistana mabasi tefyo.
Lewis Changwe, Zanis, Mwansabombwe, Luapula province.
As we end the news, we take a look at the stories that made headlines once again. President Hichilema meets EU delegation. Smart Zambia honored for digital migration. Government to boost local tourism. Plus, UN commits support towards Zambia's empowerment programs. And that is all we had for you on this edition of Zanis News. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good day.